That maintains me, and we're all happy about that. Because that means next year I'm not at Gitmo and I can give this talk. Okay? Patch release. I can't support everybody. I am releasing patches for 2.628. That's all I can do. Even my own kernel doesn't necessarily apply cleanly. I'd be happy to try to work with you, but I can't have 37 patches in the Aircrack SVN just because you run puppy Linux. Okay? It's available from the SVN right now, the patches to the kernel. I did not have enough time to finish up the user space tools because they don't really work 100% of the time, and I was kind of hoping to fix that. The patch will be available. It will be released with a full instruction set for how to take complete advantage of this on the Aircrack website, presuming Thomas doesn't mind. Do you mind, Mr. A? Thank you. Okay? I am doing the United States regulatory domain. Why? Because I live here and I know the laws. I know that in this country you can monitor whatever you want. If you want something else, like if you're a licensed operator for the public safety, or if you're a licensed amateur radio operator, I would be happy to help you. You just have to prove to me that it's legal. I'm not a lawyer. You provide me your license. I'll help you work within it. Future research in this area, kernel acceptance. Everybody loves the kernel, right? Marco, you're supposed to be helping, man. You're not nice at all. Okay, I'm hoping to get this into the kernel. They've battled back and forth with me about a few things like breaking the law, and now those are all fixed. So we'll have a poll at aircrackng.org later on. All of you can just say, yes, we really want this in the kernel, and then they can stop telling me that nobody cares about what I'm doing. Okay? AF9K support. AF5K can do this cool stuff. It works on the ABG cards. What about the N cards? Yes, those are extendable as well. And somebody I know may have casually mentioned to me that Ronlink cards can do it too. So I bought a few and I'm starting testing now. Final thoughts. Everybody here is a good person, right? That's why we're all here. Don't break the law. I'm not saying this because I care. I'm saying this because you're going to get caught. I don't want you guys to go to jail. I did my part. I made it hard for you to break the law. But if you do, man, you don't even understand. It's just all bad. The guy in the black van drives up and he takes all your toys away. And it's just not fun. But it is legal to monitor anything you want. And there is stuff out there. Yeah, I know. Man, I got like Hey, Dave, we'll have the party later. All right. Thank you, by the way, for waiting for a break. I appreciate that. The second part of the talk, because as you can tell, I don't do my own transitional material. All right. What do we know? Okay. Kismet Aero dump detect 802.11 style encryptions. Man, that lemon's good. Where'd you get those, dude? It is refreshing, actually. But I don't have a knot in my head, so. They detect 802.11 kind of encryption. WEP, WEP+, Dynamic WEP, LEAP, WPA, WPA2. If I keep talking about this, I'm going to fall asleep. But what about a WEP network that's invulnerable to replay? Kismet tells you it's WEP. AeroDump tells you it's WEP. Your boss told you it was WEP. You started running your mouth about how easy it would be to crack. And then you start replaying and nothing happens. And I don't mean because you're a script kiddie and you don't know what you're doing. I mean it really doesn't work. Nobody? What about an open AP that you can't connect to? Clone a MAC address, you're close enough, it just doesn't work. What about Kismet showing you in its little spectrum analyzer that there's Wi-Fi on channel 6, but your card doesn't even see a single packet on channel 6? That's some weird stuff, man. First one of those is called symbol Keyguard. I stole the stuff in quotes from their website, so don't blame me. TKIP encryption. That's it. I'm putting up. You happy now? You still miss my head though. Okay, it's based on TKIP. It was meant to be a pre-standard TKIP implementation because they just couldn't wait. Okay? Based on, what is up with that? Does this like not work at all? Wireless. Yeah, it's wireless. Yeah, apparently nobody sees the signal. Okay, it was based on TKIP. It's just a pre-standard TKIP implementation, but the difference is it didn't change a lot of the things that let you know that it was WPA. It had replay prevention, but it didn't have a marker symbol for it. It's detected as WEP, and thanks to the PCAP donations I received from people that saw stuff like this, now we're adding support for Kismet. Now you will know when you see this. Lots of fun. Okay? This is actually what it looks like. It has information in the tag. Man, my laser's terrible. It says it's WPA, but it says it's Web 104 as well. So things are decoding this tag and saying, I have no idea what that is. Right? So we managed to decode the tag properly now, and Kismet can actually detect this stuff. Okay? More fun. Proprietary encryption standards that the US government's been using. No real bullets, good. Okay? Type 4 is the exportable stuff that everybody talks about, the old stuff, the boring stuff. Type 3, we working good? Not at all? Yeah, apparently I'm being censored already. Type 3 encryption is an 802.11, it's something on top of 802.11. A couple of companies named Cranit and Fortress have been selling this stuff before 802.11i came out, okay? This was a precursor because they knew that WEP was basically unusual from the get-go. I mean, what was it, like 3 whole weeks before it was actually cracked the first time? I mean, yeah, it was slow, but when you're talking about classified data, do you care? Once they crack it, they crack it. That's a problem, okay? So they built hardware devices and software devices, so things for the access point, things for the client laptops that would encode and decode using an AES, a certificate-based encryption, and it's actually pretty neat stuff. Here's an example. As you can tell from the top, it's this Fortress access point. Take a look at the privacy bit. Cannot support web. This is an open access point. Here's a data frame from the exact same access point. Does that look unencrypted? It's got data and a big string of unintelligible garbage. It's got organizational code of encapsulated Ethernet and an unknown type of encapsulated. Does that seem unencrypted? Maybe not. Guess what else is getting added to Kismet? Here's some more fun stuff. Type 1 encryption. This is classified. This is what they use to protect your national security. No, I am not talking about how to break it. Please don't storm the stage. Relic. You too. Okay? Harris is a great company, makes some really cool stuff. The first product I saw that really piqued my interest in all of this was called SecNet 11. It's a Wi-Fi card. It's about twice as long as it's supposed to be. Got 2 huge antennas sticking up off of it. It's really cool because they added in their own hardware crypto module. And it encrypts the entire MPDU. What that means is it encrypts the data and the header. If the header is encrypted, what happens when your computer sees it? It checks the frame check, it checks the CRC, and it fails. So you discard the garbage packet. So you have all kinds of interference on channel 6. You open up Kismet and you say, there's nothing on channel 6. What's the problem? There you go. Harris SecNet 54 is the 54 megabit version of essentially the same thing. Has a modular separation, so they've got a hardware crypto device that bolts on to either a radio or an Ethernet device that is going to actually transmit that data. So it works on wired, it works on wireless. It's actually really neat stuff. The government terminology is compatible with commercial off-the-shelf equipment.